So this is a new tech. I didn't find it, but I saw it and I haven't seen anybody else really talk about this too much. I know there's been some things with like Ascendant and Pathfinder, but those are really obvious with regarding to this tech. So basically what this is like essentially a super budget Mageblood, which doesn't require a Mageblood. As you can see, I don't have a Mageblood there, but my flasks will pretty much self-sustain here forever. The Quicksilver, I don't quite have self-sustaining here yet. Might need a little bit more quality, and I might need a little bit more flask gain. But while mapping, it completely will sustain itself easily, obviously. And it just needs a little bit more juice on this character right now to get it perma without having to kill anything. But it quickly comes back after, like, then I can just press it again if I need to, but, right. So, how do you do this? It is with the Brutal Restraint Timeless Jewel. It is the yellow one. And you want it to have denoted service of Balbala at the end. The numbers aren't super important, though. You can find better bonuses on your notables like Frenzy Charge, Attack Cast Speed, Damage with Poison. This one's really good for the build. Alchemical's Genius when you use a flask. I bet if I have that, I will sustain my Quicksilver. Let's see. I'll just let that run. So that does give you more flash charges gain and increases the effect as well. So it's very good. So yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. And then, so you get the Trader Keystone here. And you will click that, obviously. And then you need a little bit more to perma-sustain the flasks. So you'll need, like, here I have 10%, 10%, 10% reduced use here. And then you want the utility flask gain 1 charge every 3 seconds. So I don't quite sustain the Quicksilver, but it is getting really close. So you want to roll increased charge recovery on the flask. You don't want reduced effect. That's just because this character is really early. It's level 84. I made it today. Yeah. Ideally, you want this increased charge recovery, and then you will sustain off that without having the reduced effect portion added on. And yeah. So, and then you can craft things like reduced mana cost and cast speed. Anything you typically put on for your like Mageblood. And here's the best part too. It works with the unique flask. So for example, the Taste of Hate will always sustain itself. And you can't put that in on Mageblood, obviously. So that's a good bonus here. But yeah, you can pretty much grab any flask mastery node wherever you are. That one would be good. Flask charges gained. You take the utility one. You don't really get anything on the left side of the tree, so it's a little bit more restricted there, but a workaround you could do there is, I'm not sure if it's exarch or eater. Let me check real quick. You can roll, maybe I'll hit it here really easily. Oh, I should have kept that, but anyways, actually that's good. So you can roll increased flask, no, not increased, but gain a charge on your flask every blah, blah, blah seconds, every 3 seconds. Okay, so it is Searing Exarch, and you can roll it on your test piece. You roll flask gain a charge every 3 seconds, and then you can use a Orb of Conflict if you have one of those to increase the tier, and then you can get it to gain 2 charges every 3 seconds. I'm not sure what like the mod tier is called, lesser or whatever. I think it's the second to best one, so I think it would be grand. Don't quote me on that though. So you'd go from greater to grand, I think, with the orbit conflict. And then when you get +2, you'll definitely sustain, no problem. Even with just +1, it will really help your sustain out. So a good tech with this too is you can do 25% reduced cost of mana during effect of the flask, and the flask is always up, so you always have that mana effect. So what this means is you can really easily get your Divine Blessing down to a manageable amount. So here I'll show you. I can't quite do it yet because I have to get over here, the path there, and get this reduced mana mastery. But I will show you generally what you do, and it's pretty easy to figure out. So let me just take this for this demonstration. So Divine Blessing. Boom. So Divine Blessing, it allows you to cast an aura like a skill, and it lasts for a few seconds. So 265 mana, which is really low. From what it normally is, it's normally 451. And with this, it is 654. So that reduced a lot. Reduce it further with Inspiration. And then you could grab like these nodes as well if you're over there. Be it really any mana mastery on the tree. So you can figure those out. It looks like that. You'll take 10% reduced cost mana to further reduce the mana cost. You could also use Divergent Inspiration to bring it down more. And basically the flask makes it a lot easier to get to 0 mana, and it is possible to get it to completely 0 mana. So yeah. And if you can't get it to 0 mana, you can get it down to like 40 or something pretty easily, and then just cast it. If you can't afford like Divergent Inspiration or Anomalous. No, it's Divergent. Divergent Inspiration. So that is quite good for that. I'll do a map here real quick just to show you that there's no like weird gimmick where it goes down in the middle of the map or anything. It'll like stay up 100% of the map. Oh, I already put it in. Low tier map for now because character's new. Let me put Inspiration there. My character's also ZDPS at the moment, so bear with me there. I mean, the flat sustaining in maps is really nothing special, obviously, but just to show you there's no trickery. I will spare you from, well, maybe you want to see how bad my damage is, but it has nothing to do with the tech, it's just a build. You don't have to be ZDPS for this tech, it really doesn't require much investment at all. This is huge. This is huge. But eventually the tech will allow me to actually get quite a bit increase in damage by using, what's it called? By using Divine Blessing, so yeah. And I would, so if I had the flask craft on my, the flask searing exarch implicit, I would sustain this Quicksilver 100% of the time, but alas, I do not have that, and I will need to get a little bit more stuff. Oh, right, you need the flask charges gained on your belt here. Yes, you do need that. I don't think you need tier 1. You could just replace it with like the searing exarch thing or another flask node. Like I could click this here and get a little bit more flask charges. But you do want flask charges gained on your belt.